The following episode of The Unseen Hour was recorded at the Old Red Lion in London, Islington as part of the London Horror Festival. As such, it fell victim to the traditional Horror Fest curse. Instead of the usual 6 neatly leveled and labeled high-quality audio files, the recording produced 45 kilograms of sweaty and pulsating living meat. We thought that the episode was lost forever, until our friend, comedian Joseph Cullen, suggested a new data recovery service called Resubstantiate. Resubstantiate specializes in the restoration and reconstruction of information which has been unexpectedly laterally reconfigured. Our friend Joe first used the service when, mere hours before a comedy gig, he found that every single one of his jokes had turned into a literal diamond. Now, although this left him in an advantageous position vis-à-vis the rent of his London flat, Joe saw it as detrimental to his comedy career. With Resubstantiate, all he had to do was coat the precious stones with their flavored reconstructive foam and swallow both diamonds. This works just the same whether your teeth have been replaced with sellotape, your car keys have transformed into 1974 Christmas No. 1 Lonely This Christmas by Mud, or you wake one morning to find that where once there was a profound admiration for Golden Age Hollywood starlet Mona Loy, there is now only a parrot. Simply coat with foam and consume. All this is to say that the episode you are about to hear is restored slightly imperfectly. 45 kilograms of noticeably animate gristle is not an easy thing to ingest using the esophagus of a normal human, which, of course, is what I have, being, as you are, dear listeners, an ordinary human in this, the real world. We hope that it does not impair your enjoyment, that the sound quality is not to our usual standard, or that this is a Halloween and Christmas episode released in mid-January. Although I was able to get mulled wine in a pub yesterday, so perhaps we are still in the festive season. We hope, too, that you will choose Resubstantiate when your own reality begins to decay. Shut your eyes. Stop your ears. Cover your nose and mouth. Wipe down all surfaces. Avoid all physical contact. Don't let them touch you. Do not listen to their words. Distance yourself from their influence, their contamination. But do not delude yourself. If you are not already infected, you will be. At the Unseen Hour. We are social animals. We cannot exist in isolation. We find meaning in our relationships to those around us. Connection which frequently harms all involved, which, like chemical reaction, is irresistible, irreversible, and violent, but which may at first seem to be only innocent, casual interaction, of the kind which we sincerely hope will be experienced by the kindly old couple whose front door is now approached by not one, but 2 looming shadows.
Are you gonna knock?
Are you? I suppose we could go together, then.
Shall I start, or will you?
I beg your pardon. I'm sorry.
Oh, look, Flem!
Oh, come, all ye, of whatever persuasion you may.
Trick or treat! Wait, what? Are you, wait, was that a carol?
Faith-neutral winter holiday carols, yes.
It is. It's Halloween.
It's Christmas. I mean, winter festival.
Yeah, maybe by the time we release this.
And you're too old for trick-or-treating.
I'm only 15.
What? Oh, God, I'm so sorry.
What? Why? Because I don't conform to your stereotypes? Why, sorry, I'm an early bloomer.
All right. Well, if that's what they told you. Then...
Hold on there.
I like your pumpkin costume, though. Is a tweet part of it, or is that just what's in with the kids?
Wow, objectification. Actually, what's in is having your own opinions and your own aesthetic choices and not being brainwashed zombies like all you phony adults.
You really are.
Yeah.
Oh, God, you really are 15.
Who even are you?
Excuse me. I'm still here.
Here I am with the Halloween candy, dear. It took me a whole page to walk from the kitchen, the old legs.
Well, they haven't been very good. They just stand there and argue.
Well, have some sweets anyway. Oh, there you go. There's more of them out there in the shadows. Here you go. Have some of that. Oh, and go easy on us for what we're about to do over the next half an hour or so.
Oh, is that like you? Okay. You see? It is Halloween!
Actually, it's both. You see, this year, Halloween falls on a Christmas.
Which also falls on winter solstice and a spooky Friday the 13th.
I'm pretty sure none of that means anything.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't mean anything.
Fine. Don't believe the freely given wisdom of your elders.
No respect these young people these days.
Deserve everything they get.
That's right. Have you tried the scary castle next door? I'm sure they'd be keen to take a little break from whatever arcane and unspeakable science they're doing there to hear some inclusive carols and see an adorable giant baby man dressed as a tweed pumpkin.
Me first!
No!
Oh, no.
I'm going to be honest. I find it strange and threatening to have to share all of this with you.
You know what? You've had enough representation.
What?
It's a
Go on,
special
please do.
It's a special time of year for whatever reason you believe or not at all. If that's your preference, it's non-denominational. It's the special winter day. It's a winter day, not religious at all.
Hello, both of you. What do you want?
Trick or treat!
What? No, you shouldn't have come here. It's dangerous. I have to go back.
What's wrong?
Are you in some kind of trouble? I can help.
I can probably help better.
No, I'm sorry, you can't help. Not unless you hold advanced degrees in bioengineering. Goodbye.
Yes. Actually, yes. I am a bioengineer.
You are?
Day.
You
I sincerely am.
stop lying.
Yes, I identify as having a PhD in genetics.
Really?
So do I. I do too. I'm a tenured professor in micro-marine biology.
Oh, thank God. Look, I've already been away too long. Take this. You'll know what to do with it. You could be our only hope.
Thanks. Listen, how about once we've got this dead wood out of the way, how about we grab a cream soda down at the arcade? That's something that might interest you.
I have to go. Yeah, goodbye.
Bye.
Did you just come on to her in this like creepy sort of tween 1950s bubblegum American
What did you think I did?
way? Well, it's just like, aren't you supposed to be 15? And I don't think she's into penis people.
Okay, well if I'm underage, then it's her fault, isn't it? Besides, how would you know that? You only just met her.
I can tell.
Well, I can see her gendering her as well. I think we're having some kind of archetypal crossover here, so if we just,
What did she give us?
I don't know, some kind of, what, a test tube? Do you actually know anything about science?
No, not the first thing. But I do know a reclusive scientist who lives in the spooky old house at the top of this monologue. Follow me.
Off we go!
Hello. Yes, it is. SINOPE, daughter of Asopus, nymph, in the classical sense. Thank you for the chance to address this hearing. I am compelled. For what is left of me so unrecorded, I feel no longer real. I'm a city. I'm a moon. A village, too, in Leicester. There is a crater on Mars that bears my name and some little gospels from a little religion you might have heard of, Christianity. I didn't think so. See, me as myself, I'm not really here, if I ever was. And as such, I am reduced to a 125-word entry on Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. Well, now, the moon entry has 373 words and scientific orbit diagrams. I choose to be this moon. So now, for the purposes of this hearing here, the record, I address you as SINOPE, daughter of Asopus, formerly a nymph, and now a retrograde irregular satellite. But I forget myself. I know you already know my stories, sharpened your opinions, whispered your own versions. Look at me here, birthed out of, but no longer of, water, something other, something red. What think you now? Do you feel I outwitted Zeus at his most powerful? I ask you, do you think he cared for honour? Do you think he felt for justice and what was good and right in this world, this God, this man? Do you think he paused for mercy? Does it matter? It was a long time ago. It was a long time ago. Does it matter? Is there truth? I know how much we crave stories of escape, not just survival, but to hold tight to that one that got away. She used her brain and defeated the king of the gods, and then another god, and muddied a river, and stayed a maid whole her entire beautiful long-lived life. Who determines what is worthy in this world? Certainly not the girl pinned down by a man who believes he is God. But I am no longer a girl. Undefined, I've risen far beyond that. Do not forget that I am claimed to be city. Now I address this hearing as Sinope, daughter of Asopus, formerly a nymph, part-time glowing retrograde irregular satellite, and also well-known tourist destination in what is now modern Turkey. Do you think if I invited you, you might now understand? Do you think so invited I might spare you this understanding? That's it. Step forward, and I shall meet you. I shall greet you. I shall eat you. And not because I'm hungry, but because I can. I wipe away off my surface and pick the skin from my teeth. I've no squirm left when it comes to flesh. I've lived it all through this place. See how I do raise my ground to make you trip, and then so sprawled, I'll descend to feast upon your fear. Your weakness and your sweat might protest, but a city does not care for those deserving of her wrath. Yes! I rip out and wear your entrails around this strangled neck. I sample your organs as if delicacy. And I don't stop eating until every last morsel has gone. Could this be justice? I ask you again, do you think he cared for honour as he forced himself on top of her, at his most powerful? Do you think he felt for justice and what was good and right in this world as he shoved his hand across her mouth to stop her scream? This God, this man, do you think he paused for mercy? He stopped only to laugh. Does it matter? It was a long time ago. There he now sits in judgment of people, supreme judgment, a Zeus. Who determines what is worthy in the city? I do, and you are not, man. For it is always men. I am not someone whose name you remember. I am not someone that is marked on your calendar, but I still exist enough to tear out your inner truths. Then I spit out your indigestible teeth into the river one by one. Unreferenced by your Wikipedia. Look how I am fat and sated. My collection of history and shared understanding feeds me far beyond your meat and far beyond 124 words. No, we are rising not as a trick of the night and a whispered shame, but as a new moon. See me, SINOPE. I burn red.
We didn't. We just had the monologue and now we're here.
No, we got it from the castle just down the road.
I thought so.
Yes.
I used to work there because they were doing evil, immoral things, and when I objected, I was fired. Me! Discredited me and left me to rot out here.
Okay, so less backstory, more science. What's in this file?
Let's see. I'll just place it here and adjust these. And another sound effect. There, you can see it now. Some kind of engineered supervirus.
Yeah, that's me, artificially generated disease in a jar, codename Captain Flux. A virus attuned to the human physiology in such a way as to gestate within the male of the species, developing into a more virulent but less infectious second stage, which only exhibits its gruesome, excruciatingly painful, and mercifully very, very deadly symptoms when transferred to a female host. I can see that's making everybody nervous, so bear with us. We're going somewhere, probably. Maybe. That's a bit about me, in case you were wondering.
Oh, this sounds misguided.
Yeah, it is. Some kind of lab-grown bioweapon that's carried by men and kills women.
Kills women in a really unnecessarily horrific manner, actually.
Although somewhat vague on the definitions of male and female there.
What? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, that was poorly defined. I attach myself to the gendered memotype, that is the performed social identity, in presence of a requisite level of testosterone in the one case and estrogen in the other case.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because, sorry about that, because I should have been more specific.
It's all right.
I mean, maybe a flesh-eating, melting virus, but, one, tries to be not insensitive. I can see how that might have been disrespectful to you.
Yeah, it's not a big deal, just trying to avoid confusion.
Right, cool. But sorry, but yeah, let's move on.
Okay, so are we in danger?
No, this sample's inert, but the rest of me is super dangerous. You better watch out.
Will I be all right?
Well, I'd alter your brain chemistry a little bit, alter your behaviour to ensure I get passed on.
Right.
Looks like the developed form is not airborne, fortunately.
Don't ruin the mystery.
We have to stop them before they release it.
I'm off to break into the Institute.
Come back here, you!
Oh, Mr. Kent, what a beautiful evening. The night is so cool and so still, and the stars shimmer in the infinite sky. How romantic.
Oh, Madam Yagchek, how I have longed to spend the evening with you just like this, just the two of us.
I hope you're not planning any wickedness, Mr. Yagchek.
Kiss me, Yagchek.
You're Kent.
Kiss me.
I said my own name. It's that kind of a weird relationship.
Kiss me, you weird narcissist. Do it.
Oh, Kent. Oh, Kent.
Get out of my way!
Come me through!
Interrupted just before the moment of physical contact between the two of us. How frustrating.
What do you want? Can't you see we're having a romantic moment by the walls of this scenic castle?
This kind of creepy heterosocial scene will be a thing of the past if we can't get inside of there.
Is that good or bad? Besides, is there any way we can sneak in?
As it happens, I've always thought that one might be able to infiltrate that building, particularly, by way of that grate there. You could crawl through the ventilation system and emerge inside from sultry digital dreamland Crom-Lus.
Great!
the fight, and I'll tell you you won. Stop the fight, and I'll tell you there's nothing I can do that 7,000 miles hasn't done.
All right, we are in the spooky castle.
You're welcome.
For what?
Well, it was me what asked if there was a way in the first place. I think you'll find. So really, I should get the credit for that.
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, all in agreement.
There she is.
You two, what are you doing here? Why did you come here? You shouldn't have come here.
I've come to save you.
Yeah, well, I've come to save the whole world. Yeah,
well,
that's right.
That too.
All of them.
So this child seems to be following me around in his pumpkin costume.
Wait, that's a child.
I'm a very mature teenager. And me, I'm here to thwart the evil plans of the Institute that clearly has you in its thrall.
You don't understand.
We've got to destroy that virus. Its very existence is a threat to all of humanity.
Ooh. Fancy talk here from the adult.
Wait, was that the...
Yeah, what? I don't know what you're talking
Sorry, nothing.
about.
Believe me. You can't stop what's happening. You shouldn't have come here.
Just take my hand, and together we will take you to safety.
No, don't touch me. Don't you ever touch me.
See, that is what I told you.
You could be infected.
Infected?
Exactly so.
Oh.
Yes, sorry, I rather crept up on you there, didn't I? You see, it's both of you. What is this, a crossover episode?
Barely.
Thank you. Anyway, I'm afraid that the two of you... Yes, never mind. The two of you seem to have rather misinterpreted Dr. Perch's subterfuge.
So this is the evil mastermind of the whole operation, right?
Usually.
Yes, thank you. Director Grick, welcome. Miss Prestoon, Mr. Strideforth, I'm afraid your efforts are in vain. You are under the misapprehension that you can stop the release of this virus. That is not the case.
Why? Have you rigged it up to some kind of doomsday device?
A dead man's switch.
A remote control or egg timer?
Not at all. The virus is already at large within the populace.
Is it really? Gosh. I haven't heard anything about it.
No, it's interesting, isn't it? There has been absolutely a real slew of these horrific deaths. Always women, always the very identifiable symptoms, and often one male carrier connects multiple victims, and yet nobody feels willing to put two and two together and call this epidemic what it is. I didn't even pay anyone to cover it up.
But why, Grick? Why did you do it?
And how, female character, could you be a part of this?
Me? Oh, it's all very simple. Our research here was once a paragon of humanitarianism. We were on our way to solving world hunger, reversing global warming, unpicking the knot of consciousness. But that last led to something none of us expected.
With you so far sounds like the founding of a sex cult.
Well,
it does.
In many
Also
ways
niche.
it was. You see, as part of
I'm
our
only
research-
15.
Yeah, sorry, this is inappropriate for you, isn't it? No, as part of our research into consciousness, into consciousness and the perception of reality, we developed a process that I call outward orientation of the exigence of epistemological and ontological observation-ology. Ooh, there it is. We saw through the papery skin of reality into the outer darkness.
Director Grick and I have been in communication with a consciousness beyond our understanding.
Really, so all this boils down to is the voices told me to do it.
Oh, I assure you, the demon Ololet is quite real, or at least as real as you or I.
Right, and so a magical demon told you to launch a hideously violent attack on all the women of the world.
Actually, it only emphasized the importance of allegory and symbolism.
Yes, the specifics were my own innovation, a demonstration of the irreconcilability. Sorry, I misprinted my script. The irreconcilability of the gender divide, a manifestation of the corrupting influence of foul sexuality, a punishment for all that dirty touching.
Yes, it was a punishment directed only at women, though, wasn't it? Says the male character.
Oh, yes. Well, it's their fault, though, isn't it, really?
It is their fault.
Wow, I'm really
They're the
glad
ones
I
to blame.
agreed to do this. This is really bad this time.
Well, me.
He is, isn't he? Yes.
I'm just
Yes.
simultaneously damaged and powerful, that's
the
all.
Dark one.
But you can't stop it now. The disease is spreading. You, Strideforth, you might be already carrying it. The only way you can know is to put these women at the mercy of your filthy, corrupting influence. Could this be the beginning of the extinction of the human race? Could this be the end of Strideforth's brief adolescence? Could he really be carrying the virus that would liquidize the flesh of his friends? Find out, dear listeners, when we conclude our story at the next Unseen Hour. We hope that you did not react against the Unseen Hour episode 45, Masculine Toxicity. The Unseen Hour is recorded live and monthly. For live shows, see unseenhour.com. This episode was recorded at the Old Red Lion Theatre as part of London Horror Festival. It was performed infectiously by Deborah Pearson, Bryce Stratford, and Joey Timmons, and James Carney, and featured a monologue written by Tilly Lunken and performed by Jeannie Dickinson. The musical guest was Crom-Lus. Theme music by The Unrecorded. The Unseen Hour is an Unseen Things production created, written, and produced by James Carney, and the podcast is produced biologically by Ella Watts and Cursebreaker Headley Knight. And we feel as though at some point Andy Goddard was connected somehow. For shows, merchandise, and more, go to unseenhour.com. We all look forward to seeing you here again at the Unseen Hour.
Yeah.